Inmate at the Butler County Jail has the coronavirus, but as tested at Tiro reports now, the sheriff's office says it's a moment they've been preparing for weeks.
The plan Sheriff Richard Jones has been working on was fast-tracked after a 35-year-old man tested positive for coronavirus Sunday night.
We talked with all the inmates that were in his pod, in his area, and he was mostly stayed to himself most of the time. And remember, all the inmates that come out, to include him, they have to have a mask on.
The positive test made it necessary to use 2 of the 3 county jails as isolation areas.
Like something you can't imagine. I have 75, 80 prisoners, and I'm moving them in the middle of the night while everybody else is sleeping.
The Court Street Jail has been cleared out. Now there's only 2 inmates inside. One is the man who tested positive for the coronavirus. The other is his former cellmate. Those 2 men are in 2 different parts of the jail, isolated for the next 2 weeks. The 2nd Street Jail is empty too, set up with 300 beds. These trailers outside headquarters are for deputies or staff who need a safe place to sleep. Although they aren't taking in as many, every day new inmates are booked.
When a prisoner comes in, we put him in an orientation or an isolation area, a pod, for 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. So if anybody is infected with this coronas, they're isolated in an area. They're not in the general population with all my other population.
The sheriff, his staff, and inmates are wearing masks. Everything is scrubbed down and sterilized. The sheriff says these kinds of operations are their new normal. In Butler County, Tessa DiTiro, Local 12 News.
Another way that Sheriff Jones is clearing out the jail there is by working with the courts to release inmates early who had only a few days left on their sentences.